Hey y'all, this is Andrew at Plainview Farm, and you will notice if you look behind me that the cows are now on the north end of the property. And we moved them here because I wanted to get them off the south side where they have been basically since, I don't know, I guess October, November, I can't remember. I'd have to actually look at the dates to try to remember exactly when I moved them down there. But I moved them out of that side of the property, which is now behind me, because I wanted to be able to spread out the cow pies that they have left out there from well, a winter's worth of hay eating and grazing stockpiled grass. We want to spread those cow pies around so that the cows will eat in those areas, because a cow will eat around its droppings, which, you know, who can blame them? We want to spread those cow pies around as well, because that helps to fertilize the grass and get things growing. I also moved them to the north end of the property up here because I wanted to finish out the last little bit of hay feeding that I do on this end of the property. That way they will be spreading some of the nutrients from that hay on this side of the property as well, and we'll eventually spread all that out. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you us moving the cows, which we'll go to that right now. Hey there, little fella. Hey, buddy. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, he's a friendly little calf. All right, so what we've got here, you can see my daughter about to fall in the bucket. I have stretched a strand of poly wire up across the yard here. You probably can't see it. It won't come in on the camera, I imagine. But we're gonna try to get our bluff in on these cows, and we're gonna try to drive them right across the yard, through the gate over there to the other side. So I can hear some thunder, so I think it's probably about time to go ahead and get on that.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, babe.
Oh, I missed.
Yeah, oops, you missed. Watch out, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Whoops, hit a piece of fence. Come on, babies. Come on, cows. Come on, cows.
Go under, you come quickly.
Sam. Whoops. Sorry, Samson. Don't you throw your head at me. That's just trash, Sam. Come on, babies. Come on, cows. Hurry, guys, shut that gate.
Roger, come on. Just shut it. I'll be fine.
Yeah, we know. Okay, so we've got the cows back over here. So I'm gonna feed a little bit of this bale of hay here before the rain comes in. Pigs have already been fed. The gate here, I'll show you how I went ahead and got it mounted. Got the gate mounted here to the corner of the building. It's on there securely. Our poly wire tied to the gate apparently worked. And over there, if you can see it, until I get a gate built for that, which I'm going to build me a nice little wooden gate. Before I get a gate built for that, I drove in a couple T-posts and just set that pallet right over the top of them. hopefully they don't knock that loader over that goes on the Coyote. That would really, really stink if they knocked that loader over. I may have to park the farm all there to keep them from getting into it. But I'll show you here. This is a really good thing. I mean, the grass is starting to grow a little bit out here. There's a little more grass than there was on the other side. But I'm wanting to get hay fed in this field because I want to get some of this, some of the nutrients from this hay onto this pasture right here. Let some of that, some of the seed, there's some clover and different things like that in there. Let some of the seed from that are in those bales spread out here on this pasture. Maybe improve it a little bit. So anyway, and the last thing I'm going to show you is what we're going to use to spread those cow pies and what goes into actually building it. So here we go. So if you look here, you can see that I have 5 large truck tires. What size are these? Okay, these are 295, 70, 22 and a halves. Okay, just in case you were wondering, at least that's what, yeah, 295, 75, 22 and a half. Yep. So I have 5 truck tires here, and the cows, naturally, when I'm trying to make a video, we're gonna stand here and make a bunch of noise. But I got these from a local tire shop that was more than happy to let me have these tires, so they didn't have to, you know, pay disposal fees. So they let me have them for free. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt the tires together at each point where they touch, and then we're going to add a couple eye bolts up here in order to attach a chain, and we'll use this to drag across our field to spread out those cow pies. And I use these large truck tires like this because they're nice and heavy and they're big and they make a nice big wide drag. So anyway, we start by drilling holes between the tires, and then we're going to run our hardware through and attach them. I'm going to run our first bolt through. These are just regular, this is just regular grade 5 hardware. I'm going to put a washer on. I'm going to run it through, and I just have a stop nut to operate on the other side. These are half inch bolts, and I used a 1/2 inch drill bit because I want the joint to be good and tight. I'm actually using, I believe these are 3-inch long bolts. I'm going to put a wrench in here on the bolt after I ran it through. And tighten the nut down on the other side. Now, I'll need to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more times. Let me show you what this looks like once we get it all put in there together. You know, they kind of have to get the camera kind of cattywampus here. But again, there we go. We've just got our washer and our bolt running through. If you look in between the tires, they are in good shape there. They're nice and tight against one another. And then we've got the other side. So I started with the front 2 tires. Now I'm going to run through the center tire in the back. I'm going to put this one right here, and I'm going to do it. Then I'll add the other 2 ends. this kind of project does like to burn up batteries. Okay, so drilled a hole here and here, which has marked this tire. So now we're going to stand it up. Just like we did on the other one. Put our washer on. Get our impact driver ready. And the nut. All right, 3 down, 4 to go. And we'll line up our last tire. All right, I finally did switch to a deep well socket. I'll try to waller that one out just a little bit. Waller it. I'm not sure if waller is actually a real word. I don't know. I've always heard it my whole life. I honestly don't know. I'm not sure if it's English or hillbilly speak. All right, now here I have my eye bolts. Twist them in. Good thing is those belts inside these tires they will allow you to thread your eye bolts. Put on our last washer and the last nut. Now that our pasture drag is done, all we need is a chain to hook to the tractor and probably a clevis to hook it onto the drawbar. And then we're ready to drag some pasture. I think this turned out pretty well. You may not, but I do. Now I bet y'all would like to see this thing in action. Ha, well, I'm gonna make you wait for another video for that. Which is all the more reason to hit that subscribe button if you've not yet done so. As always, I hope you found this video useful. I appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Hush!